It's been 2 weeks since the Premier League last blessed our television screens, and in those 2 weeks it's actually felt like a damn lifetime. I've tried to keep myself entertained by watching all these North American sports in Canada. It didn't really help me, and also I've been working a hell of a lot over the last 2 weeks, and I am a little bit tired. I got in from work maybe about an hour and a half ago, and I'm really exhausted, so I'm going to be doing this opposition uncovered for the Everton game. And if I do look a little bit tired and I do sound a little bit sleepy, I do apologise. But 2 weeks without football does this to a man. It's Everton away this Sunday, and this is a place where West Ham notoriously struggle. Because, every time we've played Everton in the past, Lukaku's goals have been guaranteed against us. But Lukaku's not at Everton anymore, and he hasn't been for quite some time. So they've had to find other people to go on a bit of a goal-scoring spree against West Ham, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin was one of those people. He's not going to be playing on Sunday at this rate, and nor is Richarlison. So those two being out is an actual added bonus for West Ham. But regardless of them being out or not, they're not my primary concerns. And when I get onto the ones to watch section, I'm going to be talking about who I think are the real threats and why DCL and Richarlison are not on there. But Everton have had a really good start to the Premier League season. They're challenging for European football, and that's in thanks partly due to their owner's vision, the future plans he's got for the club, and appointment of a new manager. I'm going to be talking about them in a nutshell in the next segment. Everton were left a little bit reeling after Carlo Ancelotti left to rejoin Real Madrid, but they appointed a former Real Madrid head coach at the same time. Rafael Benitez became Everton manager over the summer, having previously managed their Merseyside neighbours Liverpool. It was an appointment that did have mixed emotions, but it's one that I reckon will pay off for them. And let me tell you why. Benitez is a tactical genius of a manager. He's a tactically competent manager because he knows how to change systems up and get the best out of players in the process. And with the signings that he made in the transfer window, didn't spend a hell of a lot of money. He only spent actually a total of around £1.7 million, and that was to sign Demarai Gray. But on that, he's used the free market a hell of a lot. But he's got so much quality still out of these players, unlikeliest of talents. Demarai Gray and Andros Townsend, for example. He's made them two into an elite combination. He hasn't relied on a strike force up top to banging in all the goals all the time. And the result has been really good. It's resulted in 4 wins, 2 draws and a loss from the opening 7 games. And that is a very impressive record. He's really got the best out of some of these players. Players such as Doucouré are starting to play a bit more of a outflowing role as such. Players such as Luca Dean, who is considered, in my opinion, one of the strongest and most attacking left backs in the Premier League, is playing really well for them as well. Benitez has just made that team so good, and Everton is really going to be in serious contention to get Europa League football at the very least. And if not, they're going to be pushing for the Champions League, because that's the kind of manager Benitez is. He's a European head coach. As I mentioned earlier, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison are set not to feature Sunday, so they're not going to be mentioned in this, and partly because their limelight's been taken away a little bit this season by 2 other players. I'll talk about them right now. First of all, Andros Townsend, who has scored 3 goals in the Premier League and 2 in the League Cup this season, and is leading Everton in goals across all competitions so far this season. Townsend scored an absolute beauty against Burnley, and you can see it from all different angles how much of a gorgeous goal that was. But it's the way he now works in the team. He's playing a different kind of role. He's playing not just as a natural winger. He's been asked to cut into the box a lot more. He's shooting from distance a lot more. He's playing a wider position. This is what Benitez is doing. He's playing the players wider to make more use of space so that they can get more opportunity with the ball and move it into positions a lot more. That's why, he's a good tactical head coach. Townsend's benefited from his system. Demarai Gray is a player as well who's benefited from this system. I wanted West Ham to sign him in January because he would have been a quality winger. He got 3 goals in his opening 3 Premier League games, I believe. And that is very impressive for a player who cost less than £2 million. He moved from Leicester City to Leverkusen, then came back to England after around 6 months. Didn't really learn a lot in Germany. England's where he belongs, and it's where he's developed as a homegrown kind of talent. Gray is a class player for Everton right now, and he's their biggest threat. He's going to be keeping West Ham defenders on the toes a lot. And the other player I'm going to talk about is Jordan Pickford, because he had a blinding Euros, and I think he's going to become now one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League, and we can't argue against that. Why? Well, even though he's had some stints where people have said he's poor, he shines for the national team, and he's now replicating that at club level. And Pickford is a tough keeper to play against these days. It's the Everton return for Nikola Vlasic, the current West Ham midfielder. Vlasic started his career off at Hajduk Split and then joined Everton as a 19-year-old in 2017. At the time, he was one of Croatia's most highly rated footballers and one of Europe's players on the radar. He only made 12 Premier League appearances for Everton and struggled to get a lot of game time. So he went out to play for CSKA Moscow in Russia and then ended up joining West Ham in 2021 on deadline day. He's yet to score for West Ham, and he's yet to get a full 90 minutes under his belt, but he is a player that I really want to succeed, not because of the transfer fee, but because I believe there's something in Vlasic that could make him spark eventually. But he's going back to Goodison Park. He says he has good memories of the place, and he knows how dangerous that place can be for away teams. He has sent a Scarborough warning out to West Ham about that. Well, I have to be the pessimist here, I'm afraid. I'm going to have to say a 2-0 win for Everton. Just because, even without Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin, I still see him being a really dominant team. West Ham's come back from the international break. I can't see Moyes even resting the players who played an international duty. I can't see a lot of rotation in the team, even though that's been essential. So, don't know what to expect really from the West Ham lineup, but I can't see us beating Everton just because of our track record, I'm afraid. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Opposition Uncovered. If you liked the video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all soon.